Hi there, and welcome to Recovering Boldly with Quest Center. I am Courtney, your host. This is a space where we celebrate real stories of resilience, healing, and transformation. Each episode, we'll talk with inspiring guests who share their journeys navigating mental health challenges, addiction, chronic pain, and more, offering honest insight and celebrating the courage it takes to reclaim hope and live boldly as your authentic self. A bit of background on Quest Center. Quest is a nonprofit health center based in Portland, Oregon, with a mission to provide integrative healthcare services, community, and education to all people seeking a wellness-focused approach to living and dying. Our programs in HIV services, substance use recovery, chronic pain management, mental health, acupuncture, and holistic medical care recognize that each person has a unique journey to healing. In addition to offerings like individual and group therapy, our programs take an integrative approach to wellness, including elements such as peer support, wellness movement, nutrition, and at the heart of it all, community. If you'd like to learn more about any of our services or how to get engaged, please visit our website at www.quest-center.org. So before we begin, I want to mention that this is part 2 of two-part series, Jamie's Journey with Chronic Pain. So if you have yet to listen to part 1, I would recommend that you stop here, go back, and listen to that before you begin part 2. Without further ado, here is Jamie.
So even though like that one hasn't achieved, there's like 10 more goals that I achieved that I didn't realize I had.
Yeah,
Like,
like what?
I can unload the dishwasher more times during the week now. I sometimes get my own clothes out of the dryer now, which was absolutely not a thing before.
Yeah.
The day that I met you, actually, I was so
Yeah.
excited because I put my shoes on without sitting down.
Amazing.
I mean, they were Velcro, but still, I couldn't do that
Yeah.
before. And I like leaned all the way down. I didn't have to hold on to anything. I
Wow.
wasn't falling over.
Yeah.
I was in a place before where if it was below my waist, I had to hold on to something. If it was anywhere below my waist, even down to my knee, I had to hold on to something, get in a particular position, and that was only on a good day.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can pick stuff up off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk my dogs more easily with less injury. My larger dog doesn't have to be on what I call front leash anymore because I have better stamina, and also I have better tools like keeping my elbows in, so that if the big one gets riskly or whatever, like it keeps me stable. And even little things like lifting a big glass of water or something, elbows in when I'm going to lift, hands together, because these things keep me out of flare up. I've learned a lot about staying out of flare up, and about pacing, which is a big thing. And more like I've known quite a bit about food and a fair amount about herbs. I have a certificate in homeopathy. Oh, nice. But it's like a basic, not like I can treat people in the public legally or something, but their guidance is friends and family and yourself. But I've learned so much more about more herbs and things. And it's hard to look up herbs with Google. Yeah. And get accurate information. Okay. Because you don't know when you're not in that area of study in your life, like all the time, it's hard to know which sites are.
Well, I'm sure different herbs interact with each other.
And they do. That's the other thing too, is that there's contraindication, just like any kind of medication. Just because it's natural doesn't mean it can't interfere with another natural thing.
Yeah.
That happens all the time in science.
Yeah.
So having someone like having a naturopath on staff here is huge for that, because then I can know, like, my dandelion root is a staple in my house, because if I start getting an infection of just about any kind, not in my lungs but anywhere else, that's my go-to, and it almost always works. Keeps me out of the emergency room.
Nice.
Many times.
Yeah.
But I started taking rhodiola for adrenal glands, which is recommended here, which, by the way, has been amazing.
Oh, good.
I am no longer having like super heavy night sweats all the time, and my I want to say just the stability of my basic system. Like, I think I would say my POTS is less affecting me now because I'm having less meltdowns. And those meltdowns are not, when I say that, I don't say like, oh, I spilled something or I dropped something and now I'm upset. It's You have a meltdown sometimes when your system starts collapsing. When your breathing is off and your temperature won't get back, and you just can't get stable. And then but so I'm not having that happen near as often.
That's big.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have even known if it was safe to take that because you can't find a lot about rhodiola online that's reputable. Like I have an herb book at home from the Smithsonian that I got when I was studying it, and it has like case studies and varying levels of safety for different things, but not every herb is in it. So if it's not in one of my what I call my Bibles of herbs, then I want a second opinion, right?
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
I want it because you can't get that from your regular doctor. A Western doctor will not touch a question like that with a 10-foot pole.
I think you're right.
The only thing they're comfortable saying is that chamomile shouldn't bother anything.
Yeah.
And they're right, but they're right about chamomile probably not bothering
a little
anything,
more.
Yeah. So that has been really helpful. And I'm sorry, I lost. Can you restate the question the way you?
No, yeah, just what kind of improvements have you had in your
life? My social interaction, my nervous system is calmer now. And I think that has to do with one of the reasons this will lead into why I keep coming back here all the time too, is because I feel like my nervous system is healing because every time I walk into this building, everyone stays on an even keel if they can. Like, and no one's angry, no one is accusatory over everything. Even, I mean, you're allowed to get upset, but even when we're upset, we're kind of like, it's like,
okay, let's talk
about it. Yeah, it's not like, or if someone is like crying or something, someone's gonna come, is it okay if I hug you? Would you like to come talk? Are you okay? Something. No one comes at you in like a tone, you're never spoken to in even like a heavy tone or anything. And so feeling just completely not under attack in any way, shape, or form, like it allows your nervous system to calm down. It really does. And so when you spend several hours a day here for even just a couple days a week, that starts to heal your nervous system some. Like I'm less reactive.
Which I'm sure helps healing in other ways too.
It does. It does. I mean, even to the like my peripheral vision catches a lot, and with my 127 channels, I want to see it all and everything. But when I'm here, I notice that it's like because it's less upsetting who's coming through the door next, what's going to happen next. When I go to a restaurant, I sit somewhere where I can see the exits. That is just part of who I am now. But I don't worry about that. I'm like, my back is to a door right now.
Totally.
And I'm not super worried about it or anything. And there's not even a lot of there's no exit strategy here, and I'm still okay. But see, I used to live every day in a world where I had to be ready for that exit strategy. I had to be evaluating everything. And that comes from not just all the medical stuff, but I've also had some interactions with other people that led me to be kind of hyper aware in that way too. But being here, like I said, it lets that calm down. And I feel like you can't even start to heal if you're in fight or flight 100% of the time. Which is where I was before. So I mean, I still have a lot of reactions and things like that. It's just the nature, and it takes time. But it's nowhere near like if you ask people in my family, I am an entirely different person sitting here before you today than I was just 2 years ago. Because I'm, I mean, I don't like I just don't get. I feel safe, and I don't get as upset about smaller things. My whole life, I've sort of been like, I guess as a kid, there wasn't a lot of consistency. But I've always had my little systems in place and things, and that has grown stronger in my life. One of the things that I've gotten from here is that when my system doesn't work out, I'm more able to deal with that because I'm not in fight or flight. So things are less catastrophic when they go wrong.
Your threshold has kind of changed.
Yes, my threshold. Yeah, my threshold for change and for a moderate amount of stress has changed to be more tolerable.
I'm curious to ask you, not necessarily for this, but have you had any paranormal experiences? I just feel like what you're saying, I'm like,
kind of.
You seem like you're like a very open.
I'm really sensitive to energy. So in that way, I would say probably.
Yeah.
So I did live in one place that was pretty weird, and it was
Really?
really cold all the time, and the phone would have dead air a lot, and it wasn't in the country or anything. And electrical things would come on when you weren't touching them.
Ooh, don't like that.
Yeah. But in terms of what I really would say is more evident than that, um, is that when I go places, I like certain areas will make the hair on the back of my neck stand up, or I'll get goosebumps or something. And then later I'll learn that that was the location of an event that was
Interesting.
not good.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good stuff. Like, and when I go, it's a problem, and it's not just, it's more of a energy thing. I think it's a little paranormal, because why am I picking up those signals in those space?
Right.
But I also pick it up in other, like if I go to an event or something, the types of people who are at the event is going to dictate. Like, I will have paid for tickets and I will leave an event because I can't handle the energy. But then other times I'll be around just as many people and energy will be different and I can handle it.
Have you ever read the book The Highly Sensitive Person?
No.
My therapist told me to read it, and it was helpful for me. You're just making me think of it. But yeah, just that feeling of like being so affected by the energy around you. I definitely relate to that.
Like,
So.
when you are near towers with like the electrical company towers, do you feel any energy around that? Sometimes I feel like a hum. I feel like a buzz in my gut sometimes when I'm too close to electricity.
I don't know.
But I also carry electricity with me in that when I don't use dryer sheets and stuff, I spend all day getting heavily shocked.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, and why are you so upset about the dryer sheet? I'm like, because I have been shocked 12 times today.
Yeah.
And it's not like little, like when we were kids and you would run your feet on the carpet and then touch someone and you got that tiny little, it's bigger
like,
than that. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than that too. And it was not okay. Like, just no. Oh my gosh, and that's, when I'm talking to other people, I'm really sensitive to other people's energy a lot sometimes. So I have this switch in my body where I am either completely unaware of everything around me because I've compartmentalized and I have zoned and that's what I need to do. Or like I can feel the energy emanating off the other person. Like, especially if someone is having any kind of emotion that's more than moderate, I tend to kind of absorb it. Yeah. And so it's another thing. Like, I don't like to be around people who are very angry or kind of negative, because I soak it up like a sponge, whatever it is. Totally. Just like if I'm around people who are super positive, I soak that up like a sponge too. But I'm always soaking up energy. It's around you. Yeah. And people come up to me too, like strangers come up to me. And I think that's part of it too. I think because people pointed out that they think that's related. Like when I used to ride the public bus, strangers would come up to me and like all of a sudden tell me their entire life stories and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, and then, like, oh, but why? I know you're thinking that, but I'm being compassionate in my words with them as best I can, as good as well as I can that day for whatever is experiencing for me. But in my head, I'm going, why? Am I wearing a beacon? Why? Maybe so. I didn't know it, but I don't know. But my mom, maybe as far as my mom was like that, I called my mom a helper. Really? Because she was like, if you were standing in a room and you were lost, like maybe you were at the store or something, and you look around looking for who you're going to ask for help, she was the one you would go to. And I get that a lot too, like not all ages of children, such as teenagers and such, but like smaller kids, they gravitate toward me. Interesting. Yeah. Sorry for the side note there. I just wanted to ask. I was like, I wonder. Well, more on track. What advice would you give someone who's going through chronic pain or isolation or, dealing with the healthcare system? Well, one of the things I wanted to say, I thought about that one a lot before, about chronic pain, is to choose your company carefully and to allocate your energy with intention. Because, and a lot of people to that will say, energy, what energy? Well, that's just the problem. You barely have any, and you're allowing it to be sucked away by things that aren't important to you. By negative people, by obligations you think you have to come through with that actually have nothing to do with you. A lot of people have a hard time saying no, even if they are chronic pain people. And it's okay to. Not everything is your responsibility, you know? If you find yourself, like, for instance, myself, I used to know a lot more people who were in more of a negative cycle. Because when you're in chronic pain or disabled or mobility challenge or however you would like to word it, you tend to meet other people who are in the same boat. So you can meet a couple of different kind of people in that boat. People who have kind of given up and who have accepted their lot and have just decided to do whatever. And that is a lot of the people, and that's not for everyone, but a lot of people in that line of thought end up being people who are using and stuff too. And so it can take you down a different spiral in that way too. When you choose to hang out around people who are more positive, you and it's harder to find people who are in this position that are more positive. You start gaining more positivity yourself. You see more hope and less dread. And then you start making choices differently too, you know, like, where is my energy? Is this how I want to spend my time? I don't want to sit and complain for 2 hours. I would rather, you know, go crochet. No, I can't make lasagna anymore. That's too hard for me. Oh, what can I make though? That's another thing. Like, for people who are in chronic pain, you whatever you can't do right now, in this moment, in this day, in this week, I can't do that. Okay, follow that up immediately with, what can I do? Whether that means trying to accomplish the same task in another way, or whether it means moving on from that task, whether it means asking someone for help or accepting help, because I can tell you right now, it can be really hard to accept help and even harder to ask for help. So, you know, don't be afraid to do those things.
That's such important advice. And I feel like the saying no part is relatable even beyond having chronic pain for so many people. And instead of seeing it as like, I'm saying no or shutting something down, I feel like it's more of opening yourself up for what you're, you know, like, what you want to align yourself with, or what you have to offer, rather than like what you think you need to be doing.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you're never, if there's something you think, man, it'd be so cool if I could do this for a living, or you have to take little steps to get there, especially when you have so many barriers. You can't look at the big barriers and expect to just either soar over them, or you're going to quit or whatever. But if you keep, okay, well, there's like 10 things that have to happen before that could ever happen. What's the point?
Right.
There's 10 things that have to happen before that can happen. Okay, let's knock this one out.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon you've knocked out 5 of them. You're halfway there. And it might have taken you a lot longer to get there, but you're going to get there.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can't show up somewhere for 8 hours, and I can't like do this all day or anything like that. But you know what I can do? I can go sit at a table for 2 hours and talk to people about history in my area or something, because not only am I not, because it's a volunteer position and stuff too, like, it's only the 2 hours, so I can get through that. B, I can get up. I'm not, like, I don't have to sit in this chair. They're not gonna strike me down if I have to stand up because my hips and my back hurt.
Right.
You know, and that's something people don't understand, because they think if you're sitting, you're not putting yourself in pain. Everything is putting you in pain. Move around, adjust yourself, do what you need to do, and let them catch up to you. And if they have questions, explain it. You know, it's really hard to not internalize what everyone else is thinking, but it's important to remember that what they're thinking is based on their perspective and their experiences and not yours. So, you know, you have no idea. I mean, anyone has no idea what's going on, you know, in Sally's life, and what Sally can really do, or how Sally's feeling inside or anything. So we don't, like, and then for a lot of us, we don't cast our aspersions on the other person, but we're so easy to let imagined aspersions be cast and real ones, but also imagined ones. I've met a couple people who get stuck in that cycle where they're like, well, I've already experienced that that's how people react. So this is what's happening. They're already reacting that way in their head, and all of it has already gone down.
Yeah.
So trying to keep away from that catastrophic thinking and just staying to the positive. One thing that really helped for me was I just finally started finding things to do, whether I had ever done them before. I started trying something new, and then being around other people and realizing, okay, if I don't like it, then I just don't have to go back.
Yeah.
It's not
totally.
yeah. I'm coming to one event.
Yeah.
1 2-hour class, 1 2-hour event. I have not signed up in a year-long contract. If it's not something for me, then I can just move on, and I don't have to worry about, well, what will people think? I only came with that one girl. You don't even know them. Most of them are never even going to remember that you came because you only came the one time. If you didn't like it, So don't have that catastrophic thinking, and you'll find you're basically, I think for me anyway, doing that, like inserting myself into new situations and stuff, kind of helped me find my tribe.
Yeah.
Like
what resonates with you.
Yeah. And now, like before, I was basically like a little hermit of sorts, and now I come here a lot. I run 1 2 3, not just 3 per the month, no, 4, not per the month, but because they're different groups of different people, I run 4 different groups.
Wow.
Of crochet.
Cool.
And one of them is more global fiber arts or whatever. But the idea, if you knew me a couple of years ago, the idea that I went out and spoke to a stranger, first of all.
Really?
And now I get up and speak in front of them. I told 2 of my friends that I was coming to do this, and they like, I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you. So outside of my wheelhouse.
So cool. Yeah.
But now, because I had some successes, it was less scary for me to try this bigger thing.
Totally.
So
yeah. And I feel like I so appreciate you coming here and sharing your story, and it's so important for other people to hear, like you're not alone, and there are places where you belong and where you can feel safe.
There really are. And it is important. That's one of the reasons that I decided I had to buck up and do it, because I've gotten so much out of this program. And I think the least I can do is talk about it. So it can maybe help for you guys to stay open, and also for like, because, I used to be in social work, and programs in medical and in social work, they don't stay open if funds start diverting away. So it's really important to be in contact with public all the time about it, and especially such a program that offers so much. I've never been to any of the other ones where they offered as many services. There was not an opportunity, like we have community dinner here. So beyond just the lobby time and stuff, community dinner allows a great time to network with other people like us.
True.
And I want to really take time to say that, because I forgot to include it earlier. The networking portion of being here is absolutely huge, because all of us, by the time you land at a place like this, you have tried 20 million different things already, or else you would have never been around long enough for someone to finally refer you here, to finally hear about it and everything. So being able to network with other people who have had so many both failures and successes, and being able to talk about them openly, and to get just information, from other people. There is so much networking that happens every time that I come here. And it's really helpful because, like we were talking about before, all our bodies are so different. So if that one thing doesn't work, I have a friend here who does sound baths, and it's fantastic for them. They love it. My auditory things don't allow me to enjoy that. But it's still a very good service to have available.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I think that's a good point that I hadn't really thought about so much, but it's not just like, like patient provider relationship. It's like you're also in relationship with all the other people who are engaged in services here or working here or whatever. It's like it does really open you up, I think.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's huge. And nutrition, I don't even think I mentioned I do the nutrition class here too, the daytime nutrition class.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And that's amazing. I used to cook in a restaurant. I'm still getting plenty out of this class.
Oh, cool.
I've even taken junior level nutrition science based at at PSU and stuff too. I've done a lot of stuff to educate myself about food, but I'm still getting more networking information here, getting more tidbits that are helping me. Awesome. And I'm able to share information too. And so in that exchange, not only am I getting all of this stuff, information from other people, I'm getting more self-confidence in things too, because I am useful here. I have something to share, something to give. Yeah. And in a lot of environments, I don't find that to be like it's in a lot of environments, it's like I don't have a worth to give. And that's changing too, because my mindset is changing. So now I'm putting myself in more places where what I have to offer is more valuable, instead of trying to hang out with the same people who don't have any interest in that stuff, you know? Here, even if we don't have the exact same things in common, the one thing we do have in common, we're all trying to work on our health. We're all trying to change our habits. And people don't normally talk about how hard it is to change a habit, even a little habit, like what time of day you eat or something, or if if you exclude one food or something. It's really hard to create a habit for anyone. It takes 21 days of repeating something. Right. Last time I checked, that was still the standard. I think so. Sounds right. But it works. Like, I have worked that. Yeah. I have worked that, and it has worked for me in long time ago in my life and now. And coming and talking to other people who actually have goals and who aren't just kind of clocking in the morning and clocking out and watching TV and being done with life. They're not really engaging. Everyone here is engaging in their own life, and it helps each of us to promote each other to do the same. You know, like, yes. And it's an accountability a little bit too, because when you come back next week and you talk to your friend so and so, right? And you were talking about, man, I really need to get off the gluten train again. So now someone's actually going to ask you about it. How's it going? Whereas if you're hanging out with people who aren't on a similar mission, they're just like, oh, why would you do that? And there's no support there. And the no pills thing has been a big thing here too. We don't focus on medicine as we don't really focus as on pain. We don't have pain pills and stuff, I don't think, but we certainly don't focus on it. Yeah. And you doing the body work and the lifestyle changes is more sustainable to keep up. And you don't get the damage to your body with it, which was one of the main things that was important to me too. Like, that's why one of the reasons I like my primary and my pain psychologist or my primary doctor and my pain psychologist, is because we're on the same plan. I don't want to, even before I had the organ failure stuff, which is a big component in not taking pills long term. But I've always had reactions to stuff and things. So it's always been more important to me. You'll find I wish they would record this. I bet they don't. But you would find, if they do, in my history of all my chronic pain, now there have been times when I've been in car accidents and stuff and I've accepted their pills or whatever, but you'll see, if they recorded that, years of me turning down pills because they didn't help. I ended up with more injuries because I was masking the pain and not trying to fix it. That makes sense. So then I would just have another injury and be worse down the pole than I was already. So that's another one of my favorite things about here, is that we're focusing on lifestyle changes and body work instead of throwing band-aids at it. More sustainable in the long run. Yeah. And then when I'm not here, when I'm not part of Wish anymore, like the time part is up or whatever, I still can come here for some things like community dinner and stuff. Totally. And so I'll still get to keep sort of that community intact, which will be huge, because when you get done with the program, if you lose all access to it too, you've built this community, and now you're like, oh, awesome, I had this huge umbrella of support, and now so it's still there, which is great. It is. And if I'm having a bad Thursday, I can just come on down, or even if I'm not, because I fully intend to keep doing. I do one of those other crochet groups I do is on Thursday nights too. So I do 2 of those a month, and then 2 community dinners here. But it's just it's nice to have that, and it is. It's important, and an opportunity to actually, like, the mini series of classes. That was incredibly helpful. Oh, good. Incredibly, I couldn't believe it. Good. I have 2 doctors who wanted the information. which is huge.
Really?
Yes, huge, because most of the doctors don't want the information for that, for one. But then two, I asked the doctor if I could share because they put it together.
Yeah.
And the doctor said, yeah, absolutely. And tell them they can contact me. So that allows, that's like an open invitation for my doctors to participate together.
Yeah.
Because they all have different areas of specialties and different ideas about the incredible shit show that is happening here. It takes like a village, if you will.
Well, I'm so glad that you found a village here at Quest.
I have found a village at Quest.
Nice. Is there anything else that I didn't ask you about, or no, anything else that you want to share? Or thoughts you have?
I'm not really, I think we covered an awful lot. Do you have, can you think of anything else?
I don't think so, but I mean, this has been, sorry. Okay.
I would just say, like, if you can gain access to this program, then make the best of it, because, you know, when I first got here, I was struggling to get to my appointments, but as I kept trying, it got easier to come to them. And now I'm like, get out of my way. I need to get my appointment.
Nice. What a huge change. That's so cool.
It has a huge change. Like this whole giggling, laughing thing is a lot more prevalent than it once was. Yeah.
Good.
So just, you know, and one thing I did want to add to the chronic pain advice is that if you know that you're going to get an injury from something, don't let yourself be guilted by someone else into doing it anyway, because you're supposed to be able to do it. Lots of people are supposed to be able to do a lot of things, and here we are. Right. So, you know, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and say, no, that doesn't work for me. I could do this instead. Like sometimes someone will ask me, like, because I like food a lot. So someone will be like, oh, you know, could you slice the cheese? Well, I can't slice cheese anymore. So I'll say, I can't slice the cheese, but I noticed that you need this done too. Do you want to swap? Then they get what needs extra to be done. Yeah. And I get, instead of shame for not being able to help and guilt and whatever else, I get a little confidence boost because I'm still participating and still contributing. Yeah. To what's happening. So. Just being a little creative. Yeah. Yeah. Lots creative, but creative. It comes, you know, and because my sister has this saying that there are 26 letters in the alphabet. So when plan A goes wrong, you got 25 more letters. And I know that sounds exhausting, but it's helpful. Yeah. And if you can get yourself out of fight or flight, it becomes a lot easier to work that alphabet when a crisis comes. And I mean, little crises to larger crises, you know. Yeah. Sometimes a crisis is that you've dropped your water glass for the third time today, you know. Right. So when I say, you know, crises, from crises, yeah, you as you get out of fight or flight, you really learn how to navigate it better, and even how to keep yourself from getting stuck there. Now, there's still triggers going to happen, but I mean, if you can spend more of your time than not being in an okay or good headspace, exactly, then let's go for that. Totally. As it is. I'm gonna use that saying. I like that. The alphabet. The alphabet. Yeah, that's good. She also says, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And that is probably really helpful too, because when you think about it, there's a lot of things that most of us decide we aren't going to participate in because there isn't an accommodation. Well, sometimes there is one. We just didn't know it was there. Yeah. So ask, because the worst thing that's going to happen is that they're going to say, no, we can't do that. The best thing that's going to happen is they're going to say, sure, no problem. We have a system for that. Yeah. I found out that I could go to concerts. I haven't been to one in a while because now auditorily I can't go to indoor concerts. But for a long time I didn't go to concerts because I couldn't get to the seating area that I would have to go to and all that stuff. Totally. Or it was in a small venue where there's not ADA up to where I would be going. Maybe they have a back of the house elevator though or something. So I couldn't wait in line. Like if you're just going to the Roseland and you're going to wait in line 3 blocks away, I can't do that. Yeah. I can't carry a chair with me to do it either. I can't stand up and pick it up. But I called, and guess what? if you have ADA needs, you can go to the front door and they just let you in. And if your seats are up on the top floor, they let you go in the service elevator.
Heck yeah.
And then since the time I learned that, I hadn't gone to a show in like 6 or 7 years, and I went to 3 after that before I wasn't able to go again.
That's so
The
cool.
Hawthorne Theater has a system too.
Yeah.
And the Crystal Ballroom downtown has a system.
What kind of music do you like?
My music taste is sort of like Portland weather.
Okay.
It's a little bipolar.
Oh,
like
okay.
It just changes all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of rap, mostly because there's a lot of boom, 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 which I don't do well with. Also, there's whole areas of rap that have lyrics that I have no interest in. But for most, and then too heavy a like death metal and stuff is too much for me too. I used to like metal quite a bit. I only like it a little now because of this. But hard rock, classic rock, some areas of country, mostly really old to only 30 or 40 years old.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit of jazz, sometimes a little bit of pop. Sometimes there is a little bit. I like the really funny rap R&B type stuff from the 90s. It's just like silly stuff. Sometimes I like parody songs. I love Christmas music, of course. I like Halloween and Christmas a lot.
Nice.
I even like classical and stuff. I used to work at the Schnitzer and the Keller and the PCPA when I was younger.
Yeah.
I did everything there. I started out like slinging pretzels at the stand, and then I was catering, runner, beer person. I never did do bartender full time. And then I was supervisor at 2 different levels. So I got to do a lot of different things there, and I spent a lot of time in that building. So that exposes you to a whole lot of music.
Totally.
I did not appreciate classical music until I worked there.
Yeah.
But it did grow on me because I spent a lot of time at the Schnitz. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I even like listening to people karaoke, even when it's not that good.
So fun. I love karaoke.
I do too. I think the energy of karaoke is fun.
I know.
Especially.
Yeah, me too. It's like, why not just be a little silly and have fun, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being here and talking to me.
Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, of course. Yay. If you enjoyed this episode, stay tuned for more. You can support us by leaving us a rating or review, and consider supporting our efforts here at Quest Center with a donation at quest-center.org/contribute. Every little bit makes a difference. Thank you so much for listening, for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.